grappled with.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, of course, if you run market orders, yeah, you're going to get everything, but you're also going to increase your slippage tremendously. If you run limit orders on a fast moving stock, even with a, you know, I think Vij was using a -4, you know, if it's a fast moving stock, you can miss the fill because it's moved so fast that your -4 is under the bid, right? So, you know, when, you know, Michael and myself were doing a lot of auto stuff, you know, we just say, you know what, we're going to do -9, okay? And we're going to get most of the fills, and even with -9, sometimes you're going to miss something because it's just moving too fast, right? So it's, you know, those are things that factor into auto trading that you can't necessarily see in a back test, right? Same thing with short plays. Sometimes the best trade of the day was a short play, and you would have even gotten it with your limit delta, but it was hard to borrow, right? So you couldn't execute, right? So, you know, there's a lot of subtle nuances between, you know, what you see in a back test and then when you go to execute a strategy in real time. Anyway, if
Now
I
we're
was,
hoping. No, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, yeah, you know, just short of running market orders, you have to be a little bit more aggressive with your delta. And if the spread is less than 9 cents, you'll hit the offer. And if it's larger than 9 cents, you just got to do what everybody else does on any other trade. You throw your bid out there and you hope to get filled, and sometimes you do and sometimes you don't.
Yeah, and what I'd like to see done and lobbying for, and I'm hoping, I know we're going to see some of this in the future, but to have more customizable order entries for different strategies. I think that would be a big benefit. In other words, and as a matter of fact, I'm glad we're talking about this, because I will present it, or at least throw it out to the dev department tomorrow, because I really think for these momentum trades, you should be able to go with more aggressive delta. And then, of course, the contrarian trades, where you're basically going counterintuitive to the direction of the stock at the time, you know, maybe you can get less aggressive and even get better prices. So that's something I'll definitely, you know, present to upper management and the dev department. But I think that'd be a nice feature.
All righty, sir. Are you ready for me to pass it back?
Yeah, you better send it back. There's been so many good questions. I'm running out of time.
I like it.
And I got a great alert to show with everybody. Yeah. All right. So, guys, I'm looking at a stock today that I'm in, and I'll just bring it up. It is, let's see. I'm going to have to go. It's YCBD. All right. There we go. And I'm looking at this chart today, and I said, "Oh man, that's a really nice looking chart." You know, I don't play too many lower price stocks, so this one somebody brought to my attention a while ago, and I'm like, "Wow, this has got a nice little pattern going to it. A little explosive move, and then another explosive move, and here it's kind of trading sideways. Has another little one there, pulled back, but I'm liking the way this is setting up." So I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, "Man, I want to find me. I'm going to build a top list to help me find patterns like this." Okay, so this is this kind of thing that, and I go over this so many times in this webinar, talking about, you know, what I'm thinking when I'm building these alerts. And the first thing I'm looking at here is, okay, it's above all moving averages. You can see my moving average, 200, 50, 20, 10. They're also aligned perfectly there. Let me go ahead and pull up my little cursor here. All right, there's your 10 period. And well, it's not wanting to work here. Hold on, it's acting up on me. Oh well, you guys just gonna have to bear with me. For some reason, my Epic pen doesn't want to work. All right, so but you can see the moving averages there. Okay, so first thing that comes to my mind, I said, well, I have a top list already that looks for stocks that are all above their moving averages. So I go over here to my cloud and I just search for above. I remember the name of it. Gosh, I'm on a brand new developmental version. It's getting a little quirky with me. All right. Let's load this up. All right, so I already had a top list built with all stocks that are above all major moving averages, okay, just so I can get a good look at some pretty good, strong stocks out there. So I got the first part done. So I'm thinking, well, let me just build it from here and see if I can create this certain pattern in my head. So what I do is I look and I said, well, the first thing I want to see is I know it's going to be sloping from lower left to upper right because it's above all its major moving averages. That would only make sense. So I'm thinking, well, the position in 5-day range, I want it pulling back, but also setting up, you know, for a potential another move. So I'm just thinking, well, the 5-day range right there, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to fix my configuration and add that 5-day position in 5-day range. And guys, these things are very powerful. So let me go over here and eliminate anything I don't. Actually, I want to change this price to 2.5 since I'm looking for that stock that has, it's only $2 and whatever it was, 90 something cents. Position in year range, I don't need that. And average daily vol, that's fine. I like to, you know, look for stocks that are kind of liquid anyway. So you see all my above all my moving averages already in there. This EPS is just a hack to make sure I'm not getting any ETFs coming through. Just basically telling the algo that the stock has to report some type of earnings. But I want to put in position in 5-day range. It's already in there for me. That's nice. And I'm going to come in here just by looking at that chart. I'm going to put a maximum of 75. And I eyeball this stuff. We have a site that you can go to called Stocks Like This that will help you. Just search in Google Stocks Like This, trade ideas, and you can put the symbol in there and it'll show you where all these parameters fall. I normally do that, but a lot of times I can just eyeball it. So I'm looking at stocks that are nowhere near their 5-day high. I want them pulling back. And then what I also want is position in range. I want it somewhere. I want to be notified when it's close to or just slightly above the prior day's high. Okay, so what I'm going to use here is position in previous day's range. And I am going to put 90 as a minimum. And I'm just making a nice little bracket here, 110 as the max, okay? So yesterday's high would be 100%, okay? So when I put 90 in minimum, I know it has to be within 10% of yesterday's range from its high, if that makes sense. And I do not want it too far above yesterday's high. I don't want to be chasing these things, okay? So I'm putting a max of 110. So basically, it can't be more than 10% of that range above. All right, so one other one I want to put in here, and that is position in today's range. Okay, I don't want the stock to have run up and then come back down and put in a big old topping tail. Okay, I want it pretty much just like this one was, where it would trigger right when it was close to yesterday's high. So I'm going to put position in range. Okay, and I'm going to use a minimum of 80. I'm sorry, position in previous day's range would have stopped the tail. I'm sorry, I want something that's coming down, I believe. Position in range, 80, minimum, yeah. So if the stock would have gapped way up and came down, the position in range, it would not be 80, it'd be more like 40 or 50 or something like this. So this is going to show that at least the stock is near, not too far from its today's high. All right, so this is what I've done. Now I've already built this because I changed some columns and everything. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull up the one I built. All right, it's the same thing. I'll hit OK just in case I can't find it. But I am just gonna pull up and it looks like, yes, I built it correctly. But just in case, let me go ahead and pull up the one that I built today for you guys. And we call it sweetness. I can just delete this one. All right. So I'm gonna go back and because we had such a vicious sell-off there in the closing 30 minutes, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to about 45 minutes before the close so we can catch a lot of these stocks that had this really nice setup. So you guys can see how this works. All right, so I'm gonna go into history. Sorry, time frame. I'm gonna go to historical date. And then I'm just going to put in there 2:15. I'm on Central Time, so the market closes at 3. I'm just going to put in 2:15, so basically 45 minutes before the market, before we started having that vicious sell-off. And then we're going to go through and look at some of these stocks, and I think you're going to really like a lot of these. These are some really sweet setups. All right. Well, the first thing I wanted to see, anytime I'm building an alert like this, I want to see if the stock I was using as a model is in there. All right. So if I go down here, you're going to see there's YCBD. It was in there. It's exactly what I want to see. Okay. So I know now this alert is working. Okay. Because it caught my model there. And now some of these stocks may have sold off during the closing 30 minutes of the day. I think a lot of them probably did, but I just want to see. That's textbook right there, guys. It doesn't get much sweeter than this. This is what I call this sweetness. You have a stock that's been pulling back and hit this. That was kind of an ugly close right there, but then came back up, regained that fast line, now going sideways, and you would have seen it come through this alert right as it was getting close to yesterday's high. That's what you want to see. Beautiful setup there, textbook. That one's not bad. I would like a little bit more of a pullback on something that's run this much, but nonetheless, very strong, showing strength. There you have it. You know, there's your setup there. And like I said, that one was definitely forming a nice little position, and then the market got it at the close there. Beautiful one right there. That's textbook. This strength, you just above all your moving averages, holding the fast line, looking ready, getting ready for another move. I think this MRO is pretty too. Yeah, it's trying there. Now, when you get this, you can, you know, the thing to do would be to set alerts in these things when you see them. You know, maybe, you know, when you see them close to that high and they don't go through, maybe set them for the next day. Just come in here and put a price alert in there, and then you're ready for the next day in case this thing goes off and you see volume behind it. But a lot of great textbook, you know, stocks right there, one after another, actually. Yeah, that one's kind of been slopping around for days now. I'm not sure what that's going to do. See if we got any more. That one, yeah, it's a little too wiki for me. Not a bad one. Yeah, you can see a lot of these ones were setting up nicely until that close. Textbook right there, FANG. That's what you want to see. Come down. You know, even though it fell below, it found a little base there, and now it's trying to poke up and go in between. Something I like about this versus just buying it blindly, you know, on a pullback is, you know, you're catching it as it goes back and taking out the prior day's high. So you're kind of not going counterintuitive. Nothing wrong with that. But a lot of times it's nice to have these little setups, you know, that are setting up for you and forming where you can catch them on the rebound. And there's my YCB that I am currently in. My average is, I actually started buying it down here on this pullback, but I did add to it today. ACB, is this the one that, who was talking about this, that they were in it? I believe it was, who was that? I guess it was his, hold on, I'm going through my little, Dave, I believe, yeah, that's what I thought, Dave. That was a nice one. Yeah, guys, unfortunately, I don't have the price alerts, and you know, I could probably, like I said, I could probably go into the cloud and do that. But I'll tell you what we'll do. Since we got the holidays coming up, and we're going to be taking a lot of days off during the holidays. We may put those off until, I hate to do this to you guys, but we're gonna have to put it off this week because I'm sure I'll save them here. But yeah, Dave. That's a smoking call there. You would have called this back over here somewhere, right? Around in the 7 range. That was a good one. All right, one last one here to look at, OII. There's another, you know, nice little, you know, just come in here, guys, when you're seeing these setups and put little alerts in there when they do take out that high, and maybe you get some volume behind it and you can look for a continued momentum in the same direction.
Andy, you have not I see you dropped one link in there.
Yeah.
Is that for sweetness?
No, I dropped one leak. Who was it? Elena was asking for both of our layouts, Jamie. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. So if you drop your layout in there, and I am going to share this right
Perfect.
now.
Okay.
Yep. I'm going to share it right now. All righty. And yeah, you guys take this thing. I mean, a lot of things. I mean, let me go ahead and drop it first. Sweetness. And there you have it, right below it. And let's see how it closed. I'm gonna put, oh, you know what? Let me do that again. I don't want. I saved it in historical mode. Let me put it on live during market hours and go ahead and save it again for you guys. And coming right now, get the second one. That's the one that's live during market hours. And let's take a look at that, some of these ones. Yeah, look at that textbook. Yeah, I guess all these were in there. It's nice setups there. All right, let me see to make sure I got all the question. Yeah, Dave, I think you probably won it on that one. Dan, a good question. Dan says lots of great features, lots of moving parts and windows. What is the learning curve for the average user? I assume you're talking about the software and not trading, but honestly, if you take that getting started or starting from scratch video, we're going to update that here pretty soon too, because we've added some features since then, but it can still get you started as far as, building alerts. But okay, good. He said he's traded a lot, it depends on your style, Dan. If you're a momentum trader and you want to just catch the best momentum alerts, you can go to, we have these channels over here. We have a momentum channel. We have this Traders Vault has tons of good alerts in it. And, the best thing to do, yeah, is just find, play with the software. I would used to spend just weekends, just back testing and doing configurations, just like I kind of showed you right there, just building. It's amazing how much you can learn just by, playing around with some of these filters and building your own windows. Learning curve. I don't know how long you've had trade ideas, but in a couple of weeks you should get a really decent feel and for the stock, and then in about a month, yeah, you should be on your way to really working with the software and have a decent layout build with a few windows. I like to tell people, you got to treat it as a job, and if you get in a business, it's going to take you weeks and sometimes months, to learn that business and different softwares and programs. So just you have to be patient. Get in the YouTube channel and watch as many videos as you can. Go to our support webinar and ask questions. There's a lot of things you can do. Dave's saying it doesn't take long to learn how to configure, but it takes months to learn how to configure the top list and alerts. I've been using it for so long. Me and Jamie are both one of the very first users of the, we started trading with the CEO years and years ago. So we kind of sometimes take it for granted, but yes, I know it's very powerful and it takes time. Get in the trading room, come to the support webinars, watch the YouTube videos, and after about a month, you should have a really, decent feel and be on your way to, the main thing to do is figure out what type of trader you want to be. Do you want to be, a contrarian? Do you want to be a momentum trader? Do you want to be a swing trader? And once you've established your niche, then you want to build alerts to help you with that niche. All right, I don't know if Scott made it back in, guys, but A successful trader. Yes, yes, you want to be a successful trader. That's true, John. There's Chris just dropped a video in here. Let me see if I just say okay and see if they can copy that. I don't know if they can copy that from there. Can I share the scan with the price overall? Yeah, above all averages. Sure, I can do that. It's a good one as well. All right, I'll drop it in the chat window as well.
And it sounds kind of like Scott might still be out of action on his audio. So
okay, no problem. I can walk us through the remaining slides here, no problem. Let me pull her back up here. I'm just making sure I got all the questions. I think we got them all. Jamie can hit them up if I don't. All right, I was talking about that daily support session, guys. It's very important. These are every day, Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Okay, get in there. They're hour long. Hopefully you have the time. Unfortunately, these are on our live stream on our YouTube. We kind of steal Barry's section for an hour, so these are not able to be recorded. But if you can get in there, ask your questions. Whoever's doing it, I'll be doing it tomorrow, and just come in with your questions. And well, you can learn a lot in there. Even if you can't think of any questions you might have, get in there. You'll learn something. It's 12 Eastern time, Monday through Friday. Why is this just not flipping for me? All right, we got because I'm not in present mode. There we go. We have a free ebook. Okay, you can download this for free. Just go to trade-ideas.com/earnings. Dave Mabe did this ebook, wrote it, and it's very, very good. You need to get in there and get that ebook to learn more about trade ideas and setting up some things for earnings. All right, we do have a podcast. All right, that I'm not sure if we're doing another one, fresh one this week, but there's plenty in the hopper to you to choose from. Okay, just download it in your favorite app and subscribe. And yeah, check out those podcasts. Trade Ideas podcasts, they're great. Sean does a lot of those and some really good content in there. All right, we do have a code, fall savings. Okay, this is save you 15% off all of our excuse me, subscriptions, standard and premium. Just get 15% off. Just go to the trade-ideas.com/price and type in the code fall savings, and you will get your 15% off of a subscription. Questions, the best place, guys, to send your questions is info. If you can't come to the support webinar, send to info@trade-ideas.com. Okay. Now, this is just an email. We'll be writing back and forth, so you will not get the benefit, obviously, of being able to see a visual like you will be in the support webinar. So we encourage people to come to that if you have a trading question versus just sending something in. The phone number here is only for billing questions only. And if you want to reach out to Jamie on Twitter, he's @QuantBot, and Steve Gomez is @TodayTrader. All right. Thank you so much for your attendance today. Great questions and some good stuff. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, those that can make it to the support webinar at 12. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Thank you, Jamie.
Good stuff, Andy. We'll see you and everybody else tomorrow.
All right.